Hey everyone, this is Mike from EdTech Creative. In this video, we are going to take a look at some of the basic features of Google Calendar. So I am currently in my Google Calendar, and once again, you can get there by typing calendar.google.com. You can click up here in the waffle and find the calendar icon, and it will take you to this page. This is the new calendar. If you haven't seen it, everyone should have been updated to the new calendar, but we are going to look at a couple of things. First of all, one of the first things that you would want to do within Google Calendars is you may want to create a new calendar. So in order to create a new calendar, over here to the left, there's a little plus icon that says Add Other Calendars. If you click that, the first option is to create a new calendar. You also have other options here that you can do, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to create a new calendar. From here, we're going to title our calendar, and then we will click Create. It says that the calendar has successfully been created, so we can click Configure, or we can just back up here, and we can see that the test calendar is created right here. Notice it is colored orange. If you don't like that, you can click on these three buttons and you can change it to whatever color you'd like. There's also an area for you to go into the settings of the calendar, which is where you could share your calendar with other people and so on and so forth. So that's how you create a calendar. It's pretty simple. So now that you have a calendar created, let's go ahead and create an event. There's a couple ways we can create an event. The first one is we can click the plus and it opens up create an event, and then we would type the information in. The other option is to actually look at the date. So let's say we want something on Monday, January 4th at 5 p.m. So we click and we can drag out how long that event's going to happen. Let's say where it's going to go from 5 to 8, and then we can start titling the event. So we're going to go test event, and it's lasting from 5 to 8 p.m. Now notice it defaults to the default calendar, which is the Mike Wilgus calendar. I do not want this event in that calendar. I want to put it in our new test calendar that I just created. So in order to do that, I click on the drop-down arrow and I choose the calendar. If you don't change the calendar from the default, then it will not show up in that calendar. So that's important to know, especially if you're sharing calendars out with other people and they're dependent on seeing the events that you created. You need to make sure you put them in the right calendar. So from here, you can see it's pretty basic. If you want to expand it and see all of the options that we had by clicking on the plus, then we click on more options, and now you can see all the different things that you can add to a Google Calendar event. You can add a location, which is nice, especially if you're sharing this, for like a baseball game. You put in a baseball game in here, you can add the location of the game, and if someone's looking at this on their phone, then they can just click on that and get a quick search for where the location is. You can change the color, you can add a description, things like that. So what I want to do though is I want to invite someone to this event, this test event. So to do that, I'm going to click over here where it says add guests, and I'm going to add Adam Geisen. So what this does, and you can type out an email, it just happened to have Adam in there because I have invited him to events before. So what you do is you would just type their email address in there and click enter, and then it would put them on this list here with regards to getting invited to it. Another thing that you can do with events is you can attach documents. So I'm going to click on the paperclip, and I'm just going to grab something, I don't know. Let's grab this coding presentation. So I click on the coding presentation and I click select. So what's going to happen here is I'm creating a test event from 5 to 8 p.m. on June 4th. I'm inviting Adam to the event, and I'm including this presentation from my Google Drive in the event. So anybody that's invited to the event will be able to see it. Now notice on here that when I invite people to an event, you can toggle off settings for what the guests can do. You can allow the guests to invite others, and you can allow guests to see everyone else that's been invited. If you don't want those things to be possible, then you would uncheck those. Lastly, what I would like to show you how to do is how to add a notification. Notification is something that alerts you to this event coming up. So to do that, there's this little area right here. It says add notification. We're going to click on it. And from here, what this will do is this will send me an alert 10 minutes before the event time. So at 4:50, it will send me a little message either on my computer or on my phone if I've got Google Calendar on my phone saying, hey, just want to let you know that you have a test event coming up in 10 minutes. You can also add multiple notifications. So I can add another one, and let's say I want an email notification. So then I want to email myself, let's say 60 minutes prior to the event happening. So not only am I going to get a reminder with a notification, but I will also get an email reminder 60 minutes before. So at 4 p.m., I would get an email saying, hey, you've got a test event coming up with Adam Geisen, and then it has this attached. So those are some of the basic things for creating a new Google Calendar, creating an event, adding notifications, and inviting guests and including documents in the event. So from here, the last thing I do is I click save, and it says, would you like to send invitations to guests? I say yes, because I want him to get notified. And then it asks us, what do we want to do with the file that you've put in your event? This is a Google slideshow. So I want to say that anyone with the link can view. Depending on your needs, you can change that to edit. If this is a collaborative project, you can certainly give them opportunity to edit the document or slideshow that you're sharing. But for this purpose, I'm just going to let him view that. So I click share and save, and it sends out the event invitation to Adam, and it puts the event into my calendar. Hope this has been beneficial. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at mike@edtechcreative.com. Thanks.